prospector's pick.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got video.
Okay. What's up, everybody?
How's it going?
Chat. And I think you have a few words. We'll start out here. You just got skipped on tonight, and you
Actually, I
lost to
do.
Minnesota.
Actually, I do. This stuff about Marcus motherfucking Taylor. And yes, I am using that word again.
I see that.
Skipping games on me. Skipping games before the actual allotted time that we're supposed to be skipping.
Yeah, there seems to be some discrepancy about that here.
There's some controversy.
I think we had agreed on 2 days a week. He says it's been 7 days. You say it's been...
It's been 5 days. Well, actually 4 days, but...
Might have to put it up for arbitration.
Honestly, we're supposed to skip every 5 days. He's wanting to skip every 2 days. And he has been for what, the past week now?
Guys, just so you know, this is going to be the new trophy. And it's just a solid black mini helmet. The champion each season from here on out is going to sign their name on this helmet. We're going to keep the helmet. We'll get pictures, might as well go ahead and take a picture because I'm going to win it with the Jets, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so...
In your opinion.
In my astute opinion.
Also, we have a new feature. Live game coverage.
We'll call it Demon Cam. No, I don't know what we're going to call it.
We ain't going to call it Demon Cam. That was some...
Dreamin' Cam.
That's what he thinks.
All right.
But anyway.
Power rankings, James. Let's go ahead and get into the power rankings. And guys, we actually have a formula for our power rankings here on this show. What we do is we sit down privately. We rank our top 7 teams. And then the team with the lowest score will be the top team. In other words, if I rank a team 6th and he ranks a team 6th, they're going to have an overall score of 12. And so let's talk about the rankings that we have here. The number 1 team with a score of 2, which means, again, we both rank them number 1, the Washington Redskins. Tell me about the Redskins. Quit playing right now.
Well, actually, and foremost and first off, got to give props to the man Harless, the owner of the Redskins.
Two-time champion.
Two-time champion is take a little page out of the wrestling folklore of Booker T. But anyway, yeah, the man has a legit game. I mean, he's definitely really good. He's got his team playing well. Of course, I come close to beating him, but
I was going to say the only team I've seen in his armor was against Arian Foster and the Cowboys.
Yeah. But honestly, to give him the full credit, he does have a really good team. The defense is pretty stellar. I mean, I ran all over him, but he's went out this past couple weeks, got some new defensive players, so he's really bolstered his roster.
The number 2 team, we actually had a tie for second place. The first number 2 team we have, the Denver Broncos. What do you think about the Broncos?
The Denver Broncos have a really high-powered passing attack. They don't have much in the way of a run. David Melton did run on me some. David Melton's a really decent player. He did run on me some, but his overall running back is not a stellar running back, so I can't give him credit in the running game. Yeah, I mean he's a decent back at best, so that's all I can go with that.
The other number 2 team, also the score of 5 overall, the New York Jets, my New York Jets.
Yes.
The number 1 defense in the league.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the Jets? Because I haven't played you, and
I traded around, got Tim Tebow. I want to groom him up to be a top quarterback. And every team I played, they were getting pressure in on me like a motherfucker, dude.
But I have to admit, though, and you may not agree, or you may agree, but no Dan Marino will Tim Tebow mate.
We'll see about that. So I traded around, got an offensive line. I think they're all in the 90s. They're young. Had to trade defense to do it. And I've got 4 capable receivers now.
But I do have an idea, though. He could become the next Tony Romo, who's playing right now.
I've got Holmes out at wide receiver. Now I've got
Now
Devin Hester,
that's pretty
Crabtree,
decent.
and Eddie Royal. And I just got LaShawn McCoy.
That's a pretty decent.
Philly.
That's a pretty decent receiving core.
Now
LaShawn McCoy, yeah, he's still at running back.
Tied for 4th place. We have the 49ers with 8 points overall. And you're shaking your head. They've got. I'll take this one because I know you're just gonna dog them. They got Frank Gore, very good running back. Kaepernick.
No, I'm not gonna dog him. Frank Gore right now is the leading rusher in the league, but, and this is nothing, no slight against the 49ers or anything, but I do have to admit that Arian Foster has been hurt for 2 weeks or 3. Otherwise that may have changed.
Kaepernick, of course, they got Vernon Davis, and now they have, I believe, Ed Reed and Champ Bailey.
He got him off. He got Champ Bailey from the Jets, didn't he?
Sure did.
From you?
In my opinion, it was a straight-up trade.
Not a bad trade.
I got younger players. He got older players that are rated better right now.
Right.
But they're both rated high. And the other team we have tied for number 4 at 8 points overall, the Dallas Cowboys. Your Dallas Cowboys.
Right. I have to admit, I do have at quarterback Geno Smith. Yes, he's a rookie. Okay, right now, he's not a great quarterback just coming out of college. I mean, what quarterback he is? You know what I'm saying? He has his ups and downs.
Tebow.
Well, Tebow ain't that great either. And he's been in the league how many years? Count them, folks. 3. But, anyway, that's okay. I'm grooming him to be an elite quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the skill. He's got the tools to do it. And I have to admit, I have a stellar receiving crew in Tavon Austin and Dez Bryant.
If they can stay healthy.
Not to mention, yeah, if they can stay healthy. Not to mention, I have a pretty decent backup crew as receivers, with Harris and the like. But my bread and butter right now would have to be my running backs. I mean, Arian Foster, Willis McGahee, a tandem back system. It seems to be working out for me pretty well.
The number 6 spot with 12 points overall, we have the Houston Texans, soon to be the Mexico City Golden Eagles, and Waldo Will.
Yep.
This team, and we'll get into this a little bit in the podcast later on. This team has $35 million in cap room.
Yeah.
And they are winning football games.
Huge.
So that's huge. And then at number 7, the
Atlanta Falcons
with 14 points.
Right.
Brandon Harvey.
Right now his team's 4-4. Can't really say much because I haven't seen his team play.
I've played against him. He's a good player, lots of potential. He's in a fairly tough division.
Is it his team overall, or is it his play style? I mean, does he have like talent
it's both.
On his team, or is it just?
I'm not a huge fan of Matt Ryan. I think he likes Matt Ryan. I'm not a huge fan of Matt Ryan. I think he's a mediocre quarterback. He does have a good receiver in Roddy White, but that's the only one I can think of. Brandon Harvey, I knew going into the game because of his stats, he liked to throw it deep. I went and looked at the stats pretty hard before that football game, and so I just covered deep and took that away from him. And then I think it was the rest of it was brand new to him. He didn't know.
Right.
He didn't really get his screen passes. He just kept trying to go deep, and so it gave me some interceptions. But anyway, that's the power rankings that we have.
How's his running backs?
They're good. He actually ran, I think he had Steven Jackson. He ran quite a bit on me, but by the time he started running, I already had like a 3-touchdown lead.
Ah, okay.
Set on it.
I got you. Sounds pretty good.
Next order of business here.
Right.
The New York Jets trade Champ Bailey and Ed Reed. Basically the entire defense, because I traded 3 defensive linemen as well. And then the very next game, They break the all-time defensive record by holding their opponent to -3 total yards. Comments.
The Jets?
My Jets.
Hey, that's not a bad deal. I mean, if you can actually trade off one of the elite cornerbacks in the league and still hold your opponents to -3 yards, you have got a stellar defense. There is no question about it.
I don't remember who I was playing, which I know is pitiful.
Well, that doesn't matter. I mean, we're playing in the XFL. It's a rough league. And no matter who you're playing against, you hold them to -3 yards. That's saying something.
Let's see here.
We could be looking at the next champion. And yes, that does come from James Mann, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys here.
That shit's gonna be on Prospector's Pick. You can guarantee that.
Oh yeah.
49ers acquire Randy Moss, wide receiver. What's your take on that?
That was a stupid trade. He's going to have Randy Moss. Yes. Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Randy Moss is a legend in the NFL, XFL, wherever he played. But he's going to retire next year. So what does that give him? It gives him a year with a great receiver.
It tells me he's trying to win now.
Period. Yeah. A year with a great receiver trying to win one championship, and then he's one and done. Period.
Yeah, it tells me he's trying to win right now.
Yeah.
He's trying to win the championship this year.
He definitely is. I mean, it's a one and done situation.
Worst case scenario, I think he lost Brandon Tate, and he's going to end up. It cost him in the long run a third-round draft pick. That's it.
Yeah.
So, if he catches some deep balls for the 49ers, it was a good trade. If not, it's a waste of a third-round pick. We'll see.
Yeah.
Next up, the Denver Broncos and David Melton shock everybody by trading for quarterback Michael Vick when they have Matt Schaub, who is scorching it.
Yeah.
So now they have Michael Vick.
They have an elite quarterback in Matt Schaub. The funny thing of it is, and I may get flack for this, and I don't know if you would agree with me or not, but in a way it was a good pickup, just in the fact that, say if Schaub goes down, he has somebody that he can rely on. Yeah, I know Vic is not the passer that Schaub is, but at least he has wheels, and he's kind of mobile, and it'll keep him out of trouble.
No, I'm going to agree with you. I think that it was a good pickup. He's a good insurance policy for Matt Schaub.
Yep. I believe so.
He's not the passer that Matt Schaub is.
But no.
But
not by far.
Stephen Harris proved that he can win with Michael Vick. So Michael Vick he's a little bit costly though. That's my opinion.
Right.
Mexico City Golden Eagles / Houston Texans and Paul Doyle, $35 million under the salary cap. What does this mean for them next year, James?
It means they can pick up some good free agents. Now, depending on how many first-round picks or whatever, it may do him good in the draft. But if he doesn't draft well, then he's wasting money.
I'm going to have to disagree with you on that because I think that he is in the perfect position right now.
Oh, he definitely. I'm not saying, I'm definitely. I'm not saying that. Oh, free agency market. He can corner that.
$35 million is
in a way
going to guarantee him 4 to 5 star players.
But you think about it though. If he doesn't draft well, and say those 4 or 5 key star players that he gets are like anywhere from 32 to 35, then he's screwed.
Well, he'll have a short-term team if that's the case, but
yeah. But you see what I'm saying, though, right?
Star talent is gonna fall down into free agency this season. There's a lot of guys in the last year of the contract, and
definitely.
He's got twice as much cap room right now as any other team in the XFL. That's huge, and he's winning football games. My
only beef with him though, having that much cap, is why would he have gotten rid of Andre Johnson, one of the elite receiver in the NFL?
There's
or
two
XFL
reasons.
besides Calvin Johnson.
Number one, Andre Johnson continued to get injured, and number two, he wasn't winning with him.
Well, that's true too.
So,
I can see that now.
next up, and this ought to be good for you, Frank Gore of the 49ers versus Arian Foster of the Cowboys. Who's the better running back?
Arian Foster
And
by
why?
no means.
And why?
Well, for one, roster depth at running back. Arian Foster can sub in and out better. He doesn't have he doesn't have to rely on somebody that's not as talented as he is. With Willis McGahee at the back, at the back door, Willis can just plug in and go right on. Frank Gore doesn't have that. I mean, you look at their roster, it goes Frank Gore and then somebody way down the list, talent-wise. So you're looking at Frank Gore. That's it.
Backups aside, running back head-to-head with running back, why would you take Arian Foster?
He's a better power back, a better slasher. He's got both tangibles in some ways. Yeah, he's mainly a power back, but he can slash if he needs to.
I'm going to reserve my answer until the 49ers take on the Washington Redskins. If he fares anywhere near what you did, I would go Frank Gore, but personally, I don't think he's,
Right.
It's going to be close, I believe, but Harless
Right.
really wants to stick another loss on him.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if he's going to let him.
Yeah, he definitely wants to stick the loss on him. That is true.
I can't wait to hear the answer here. The Cowboys playoff picture. This is what it looks like right now, and this is if the Cowboys somehow pretty much win out until the end of the season.
Right.
If you scratch and claw your way to the playoffs, James,
yeah.
At that point you would be playing the Atlanta Falcons in a wild card.
Right.
On the road.
Right.
If you manage to win that game, the way it stands right now, you would have to travel to San Francisco and play Marcus Taylor.
Right.
And then if you somehow manage to win that football game, you would then have to travel over to the other side of the NFC and take on the Washington Redskins in Washington, and then somehow try and beat a man who has not been beaten in 3 years in order to make the championship. What's your response on that?
Well, first of all, as you know, Atlanta, they play hard, but talent-wise, I don't think they have it. They're good, but they're not completely as good talent-wise. And now with the 49ers, that's going to be based on a lot of strategy. I mean, it's going to take a lot of key areas for me to win. I'm going to have to go into that game at least 90% healthy with my team. If I don't, then I could come out of it with a loss. But if I go in with Arian Foster, Willis McGahee, and my receivers, then it would be. I think I can win out.
Doesn't this have to go down as the toughest playoff run in the history of the XFL?
Oh yeah.
Win a championship?
Oh yeah. It would definitely go as the toughest. I've never faced more stiff competition than that.
Awesome. And the very last question, the Samuel Adams hot seat. Are you prepared for it, James?
I've always been prepared.
Are you ready for it, James?
I'm always ready.
It's getting ready to come. Are you ready, James?
Yes. Lay it on me, Big Daddy.
What is your opinion on Prospector's pick and the fact that they are beating us in ratings right now?
You gonna ask me that on live TV?
Hey man, I gotta ask tough
on
questions.
Nationwide internet television. You're gonna ask me this question.
I gotta ask tough questions, man.
Honestly, this is my complete opinion on Prospector's pick. First of all,
be wary. because they're gonna dog you on their show.
They gonna always. They're always dogging people. That's the first thing. Number one, this is exactly how I see their show. Number one, they have no video. They can't do video. It's all audio chat. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Number two, and first and foremost, it's all a promotional propaganda for Marcus Taylor and his 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You listen to the audio, which is all you can do because they have no video. All you hear him saying is how good his team is compared to the rest of the league. But who has he played? 99.9% of it have been computer teams. So how can he say he's better than the rest of the league? Yet, week in, week out, on every one of his podcasts, on the Prospector's Pick, that's all he does. He sits there and talks and talks and talks about how good, his 49ers are. Whatever.
I'm going to just say, I've just received word that Jake Scott is on his way.
Jake Scott?
Just a few minutes, yes.
Oh, wow.
Just a second. Yeah, Jake Scott's coming in. This has been Championship Chat. John Davis,
James Mann.